Good evening, everyone. There comes a moment in life when we realize that losing people isn't the tragedy. We are never the ones who lose. It is they who lose us. We are the ones who give love, who build, who nurture, who believe in something greater. So if someone walks away, let them, because their departure does not define your worth. You see, strength isn't in holding on. Strength is in rising, gracefully, powerfully, unapologetically. It's in standing tall, owning who you are, and knowing that your absence will be felt. Not today, maybe not tomorrow, but trust me, it will be. Because one day they will look back and realize what they left behind. They will remember the love, the loyalty, the fire in you. And when they do, they will regret it, not because you wanted them to, but because you became something greater than they ever imagined. So let go of the past, embrace your power, and step into the future with the confidence of a queen. You are not someone's loss. You are your own greatest gain. Thank you. When someone walks away from your life, it's easy to feel like you've lost. The absence can feel heavy, the silence louder than words. But the truth is, you are not the one who lost. The real loss belongs to the one who left, because they walked away from something rare, something extraordinary. You. People often take for granted what they think will always be there. They assume that love, kindness, and loyalty are easy to find, that they can walk away and come back when they please. But life doesn't work like that. The moment they chose to leave, they made a choice that they will come to regret, because you were not just someone in their life, you were someone who gave, who loved deeply, who stood by them in ways they may not have even realized. And one day, when they search for that same energy elsewhere, they will come to understand that not everyone has what you do. Regret doesn't always come immediately. At first, they might feel free, as if they made the right decision. They might convince themselves that moving on was the best thing. But time has a way of revealing the truth. Slowly, piece by piece, they will begin to notice the void where your presence used to be. They will meet new people, but no one will quite match your depth, your laughter, your fire. They will hear words of affection from others, but they won't carry the same warmth, the same sincerity. They will remember the small things, the way you supported them, the way you believed in them when they didn't even believe in themselves. They will think back to the moments when you made their life easier, brighter, and filled with love. They will recall the strength you carried, the way you turned pain into power, the way you never let them feel alone. And that's when it will hit them. They didn't just lose a person, they lost a force. They lost the one who stood by them when things got hard. They lost the one who would have walked through fire for them, who saw their flaws and still chose to stay. They lost someone who was real, who was raw, who never pretended to be anything other than their true, powerful self. They lost someone who could have been their greatest blessing, their biggest supporter, their safest place. But by the time they realize this, it will be too late, because you will have moved forward. You will have grown, evolved, and flourished in ways they never imagined. While they were busy searching for something they had already lost, you will be out in the world, glowing, thriving, and becoming even more unstoppable. So never think for a second that you were the one who lost. No, my dear, you were the gift. And if someone couldn't see that, if they were blind to your worth, then it was never your loss, it was theirs. Strength is often misunderstood. Many believe it lies in holding on, in fighting endlessly for something that no longer fights for you. They think strength is refusing to let go, proving loyalty at the cost of self-respect, or enduring pain in the hope that things will change. But true strength is not in clinging to what is breaking you. True strength is in rising above, gracefully, powerfully, and unapologetically. There is power in knowing when to walk away. It takes courage to stand up and say, this no longer serves me. This no longer nourishes my soul. It is not weakness to let go. It is the greatest form of self-respect. You are not weak because you chose yourself. You are strong because you recognize that your value does not depend on another person's ability to see it. Rising above does not mean revenge. It does not mean proving a point. It means understanding that your energy, your time, and your heart are too precious to waste on what no longer grows you. You don't need to fight to be seen or beg to be loved. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments will never require you to shrink yourself to fit. When you truly step into your power, you stop chasing. You stop waiting for people to realize your worth. Instead, you embody it, you live it, and in doing so, you attract everything meant for you effortlessly. Grace in rising means you do not let the past make you bitter. You do not let pain turn you into someone unrecognizable. You do not allow loss to define you. Instead, you take that pain and transform it. You use it as fuel to create, to grow, to become the best version of yourself, not for anyone else, but for you. You walk away with your head held high, with dignity intact, with the unshakable knowledge that you are enough. Power in rising means you refuse to be a victim of circumstances. It means you decide that your story will not be one of heartbreak and regret, but of resilience and triumph. It is about understanding that no experience is wasted if it teaches you something about yourself. Even the most painful goodbyes, even the hardest betrayals, shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than before. People often fear letting go because they think it means giving up. But letting go is not giving up. It is making space. Space for new opportunities, new love, new joy, new purpose. When you hold on to something that no longer belongs in your life, you block what is meant for you. But the moment you release, the moment you stop looking back, you create room for something far greater than what you lost. And that is what true strength is. Not in holding on desperately to what is slipping away, but in rising above it with grace and power. In knowing that your journey does not end because someone chose to leave. It only begins. You do not break. You do not crumble. You rise. And in rising, you become unstoppable. Your absence will be felt and regret will follow, not because you seek it, not because you hope for it, but because you are irreplaceable. People often take for granted what they believe will always be there. They assume your kindness, your presence, your unwavering love is something they can always return to. But when you finally step away, when you stop giving the parts of yourself they never truly appreciated, they will feel the weight of your absence in ways they never expected. At first, they might not notice it, life will seem unchanged for them, and they may even believe they made the right decision. They will fill their days with distractions, with new faces, with temporary excitement. But in the quiet moments, in the spaces where you once existed, something will feel missing. They will reach for their phone out of habit, only to remember that the person who used to check in, who used to care, who used to make their world warmer is no longer there. They will search for the same energy, the same comfort, the same depth in others, but they won't find it. Because what you gave was never ordinary, it was rare, and rare things are not easily replaced. Regret does not come immediately, it builds over time. It starts as a small thought, a passing memory, a familiar song that reminds them of you. Then it grows into a realization, into a longing, into an understanding that what they walked away from was something they may never find again. They will remember the way you made them feel, the way you supported them when no one else did, the way you stood by them even when they didn't deserve it. And in that realization, regret will settle in, not because you wished for it, but because losing someone like you always comes with a price. They will go on, trying to fill the void with people who don't know their soul like you did. They will laugh with others, but it won't feel the same. They will seek comfort, but it won't compare to the warmth you brought. They will search for someone who understands them the way you did, who loves them the way you did, who forgives them the way you did, but they won't find another you, because you were never just another person in their life. You were the difference, the light, the one thing that made their world feel a little more like home. But by the time they realize it, it will be too late. Because you will have moved on. You will have grown into someone even stronger, someone who no longer waits for people to see their worth. You will have embraced the freedom that comes with knowing your value is not dependent on someone else's ability to recognize it. You will have built a life so full, so rich, so beautiful, that looking back will no longer be an option. So no, you do not seek their regret. You do not wait for them to understand what they lost. But one day they will. And when they do, they will know. Some people are simply irreplaceable, and you are one of them. Focusing on your own growth, power, and future is the greatest decision you can make for yourself. It is easy to look back, to wonder what went wrong, to replay moments in your mind, searching for answers that no longer serve you. But the past is a place of lessons, not a place to live. When you shift your energy from looking back to looking forward, you open yourself to the limitless possibilities that life has in store for you. Growth happens when you stop waiting for closure, for apologies, for validation. It happens when you decide that your life is too valuable to be spent on what ifs and whys. You do not need anyone to tell you that you were worthy, that you mattered, that you deserved better. The fact that you are here, standing tall despite the pain, is proof enough. Real power comes from acknowledging your past, but refusing to let it control your present. It comes from choosing to invest in yourself rather than in people who didn't see your worth. Every second you spend looking back is a second you steal from your own future. Imagine what you could create, what you could achieve, how much stronger you could become if you took all that energy and poured it into yourself. Instead of revisiting the past, revisit your dreams. Instead of mourning what was lost, celebrate what is yet to come. The world is full of opportunities, of new beginnings, of people who will see you for who you truly are and never take you for granted. But you will never find those things if you keep your eyes on what is behind you. Your power lies in moving forward with grace. It is not about proving anything to anyone. It is not about making them regret their choices or making them see what they lost. It is about making yourself so fulfilled, so complete, that their absence no longer matters. The best revenge, if you even want to call it that, is success. It is happiness. It is becoming someone so strong, so unshakable that the past becomes irrelevant. When you focus on yourself, you attract everything meant for you. The right opportunities, the right people, the right love, they all come when you stop chasing and start growing. Your glow up is not just physical, it is emotional, mental, and spiritual. It is waking up every morning knowing that you are enough. It is walking with confidence, speaking with certainty, and living with passion. It is making peace with what was and getting excited for what will be. Let go of the need to look back. The past has nothing new to offer you. The person you are becoming, the life you are building, the happiness you are creating, that is where your focus should be. Keep growing, keep rising, keep stepping into the future with power, knowing that the best is yet to come. And one day when you look back, it won't be with pain or regret. It'll be with gratitude for how far you've come. You are not someone's loss. You are your own greatest gain. Too often people define themselves by who stays and who leaves, by who chooses them and who does not. But the truth is, your value has never been dependent on someone else's ability to see it. You are not made less by someone's absence. You are not diminished because someone failed to recognize your worth. If anything, their departure creates space for you to rediscover yourself, to step into your power, and to realize that the greatest thing you will ever gain in life is you. There is no greater loss than losing yourself in the process of trying to keep someone who was never meant to stay. How many times have you adjusted, compromised, and bent yourself just to fit into a space that was never built for you? How many times have you questioned your own worth because someone else failed to appreciate the love, the effort, the loyalty you gave so freely? But you are not here to be measured by someone else's standards. You are not here to shrink yourself so others feel comfortable. You are here to stand tall, to take up space, and to live unapologetically in the fullness of who you are. You are your own greatest gain because when you stop looking outward for validation, you realize the power that has always existed within you. There is strength in knowing that you do not need anyone to complete you. There is freedom in realizing that happiness was never meant to come from another person. It was meant to be something you create for yourself. When you learn to love yourself, not because someone else does, but because you genuinely see your own worth, you become unstoppable. The people who walk away, the ones who fail to see your value, are not your losses, they are lessons. They show you where you were settling. They teach you what you will no longer accept. They push you toward a version of yourself that no longer needs external approval to feel whole. Every time you lose someone who did not appreciate you, you gain a deeper understanding of your own worth. Every time you let go of what was never meant for you, you make space for something greater. You are not someone's loss because no one who truly deserved you would ever let you go. The right people will recognize your value effortlessly. They will see your light and never ask you to dim it. They will cherish the love you give and never take it for granted. But before they come, before you welcome anything or anyone new into your life, you must first realize that you are enough on your own. Your greatest relationship is the one you build with yourself. The most important love story is the one you write with your own heart. You do not need to be chosen by anyone else. You choose yourself. You invest in yourself. You grow, you evolve, and you thrive, not to prove a point, not to make anyone regret leaving, but because you deserve to live fully, boldly, and freely. So no, you are not someone's loss. If they couldn't see your worth, that is their burden to carry, not yours. What matters most is that you see it, that you never doubt your own value again, that you understand your greatest achievement, your greatest investment, your greatest love has always been and will always be you.